Epsom trainer Rick Horlacey today dominated the racing scene. He trained Fox Eel to win the Brisbane Cup and then won the feature hurdle at Flemington with Planinka. Horlacey's now in the position to saddle up the Grand National hurdle and steeplechase favourites. Good day for punters too at Flemington. The first event was a procession, only 3 runners in the steeplechase, and the winner was Brigade starting at 10-9 on favourite. Second was Region at 6-4, and third was Tengahari at 13-2. Race 2, My Good Fellow, well backed at 7-2, equal favourite. Finished 2 well down the outside for Lord of the Vale and Lord Melwood. In race 3, Golden Treese made it 3 on end, scoring a game win, starting favourite at 2-1. One of the features of the day was the Lachel hurdle, and Planinka, on trial for the National, put in a brilliant performance. They've got 220 metres left to go. Saragrafo the outside and Planinka draw to it. Planinka with a magnificent leap. Leapt up to grab Saragrafo, who's in the centre of the track. A ding-dong struggle with 100 to go. Planinka about a neck in front. Now a length drawing away. Great exhibition. Here's the National favourite. Planinka's coming now to win the Lachel easily by 4 lengths at the finish. Saragrafo 8 lengths away third. Top stable Rick Horlacey has fast food in the Grand National steeple. We turn to race 5, and the winner was Mockapan, backed in from, I believe, 16-1 into 9-2, back throughout Australia. Parade of Stars second, and Glissade, the 2-1 favourite, unplaced. The first leg of the double was the statewide Winter Championship heat. The favourite was Luther's Luck at 2-1. 300-metre mark now. Kale on the inside, joined by Luther's Luck. Roskill Prince finishing well, and then Gay Tulle about deep, followed by Sovereign Nation. Running to the 200, Luther's Luck, the leader. Knight of Avon coming from the clouds on the outside, charging up with Gay Tulle. Knight of Avon grabbed the lead. Sovereign Nation down the outside, starting to fly. Knight of Avon vigorously ridden in front, and Knight of Avon comes down to score from Sovereign Nation. Third was Straight Approval. There followed in. Yes, the result to the swoopers down the outside. Knight of Avon at 10-1. Sovereign Nation at 14-1. Luther's Luck relegated to 4th place. Race 7, and Darren Gauchi bounced back on a 14-1 pop, winning from Cordelier, 3-1 equal favourite, and passed the bat and proved a handful for his young rider over the last 100 metres. The second leg of the double was the second heat of the statewide championship, and King Delamere showed his real class. 2:20 left to go, and Arctic Wolf out deep has rushed up to grab the lead. Fighting back, Rocky Mac in the centre. Rocky Mac burst through again to grab the lead, and King Delamere is coming again. Rocky Mac in front, King Delamere charging on the outside. Rocky Mac and King Delamere. Rocky Mac, King Delamere. King Delamere on the outside might have just got there from Rocky Mac. Arctic Wolf out wide, and then Secret showed great qualities there, King Delamere, because he looked to be struggling in the early stages of the straight. Rocky Mac was second, and Arctic Wolf weakened on her run at 6-1, getting third. A very tight photo in the last. Sheer Style got the verdict right on the post after a developed print. Second was Showport, starting favourite at 3-1. Third, Greenwich Pike at 8-1. Today's quadrella, 4, 7, 8 and 1, $6,554.70. The daily double at Flemington, 7 and 1, $34.60. The extra double on numbers 2 and 4 paid $14.35. We turn our attention to Eagle Farm and the running of the Brisbane Cup. Our boyfriend, the New Zealander, was sent out favourite at 9-4. Our boyfriend led, but Fox Eel, coming from near last, with a miraculous run through on the inside, scored a great win.
Now Boyfriend the leader, but joined by Port Fair on the outside. Port Fair's gone to the lead. It's Port Fair just in front. Compton's gone for the whip on him. Rush Cutter's running home strongly. Fox Seal is getting a run near the inside. Our Compromise is coming through with a strong run. Port Fair under pressure. Fox Seal sprinted to the lead. It's Fox Seal a length in front of Our Compromise. Rush Cutter, then Port Fair, but it's Fox Seal in front, drawing to the line. He's too good for them.
Fox Seal, who until today had never won over 3,200 metres, finished brilliantly after a near-perfect and patient ride by Greg Hall.
Good ride by Greg Hall on Fox Seal, starting at 8-1. Our Compromise second at 8-1. Rush Cutter, ridden by Peter Cook, was third at 11-2. Our Boyfriend weakened, starting favourite at 9-4. The other feature race was the Castlemaine Stakes. Tristram's Edition, ridden by Gary Willits, at 25-1. Rassflyer second. Swiftly Roman ran third. The favourite, All Glory, beaten into 4th place, the New Zealander at 5-2. The daily double in Brisbane, 1 and 13, $241.10. The daily double at Randwick, 4 and 13, $185.05. The extra at Randwick, 7 and 14, $150.40. At Cheltenham, 1 and 2, $34.75. The extra, 14 and 1, $12.55. The country meeting at Kilmore, 2 and 5, $8.05. Still on horses and New Zealand horses and riders.
And at the MCG, the drawn game, North Melbourne and Hawthorn, 17 goals, 11, 113 apiece. At VFL Park, Carlton 16-14, 110. Defeated Collingwood 13-9, 87. And at Cardinia Park, Fitzroy 20-21, 141. Big winners over Geelong 17-8, 110. Nearly 40,000 people went to the MCG today expecting one of the games of the season. But when the Hawks broke away to a 38-point lead in the early stages, they looked like being disappointed. However, the newfound determination from the young Roos saw them claw their way back into the match. And when the final siren sounded, the scores were identical in a fitting result to a great match. Let's have a look at the highlights now from the MCG. Michael Tuck firstly in the goal square. Phil Cracker, some great work at the other end of the ground. Lee Matthews, great left foot snap.
He snaps at goal, it looks good, it is a goal. Wallace, he doesn't shoot.
Russell Green gathers the ball, 2 bounces and a good goal for the Hawks.
Score a goal here. He lets fly and it's a goal.
Hawthorn newcomer Coop. Hand pass over to German. Back to Coop. And it's a goal to the Roos.
A running shot at goal. It should get one. It has. Melbourne players.
Kim Hodgman on the receiving end of a hand pass puts through a good goal for North.
Shot at goal. And he's put it through.
Late in the game, Ken Judge, a great snap.
This looks dangerous. This could be a goal. This could be the one that's won the game for Hawthorn. It's a goal.
And the Roos came back at the 28-minute mark. Phil Cracker, some great magic.
Okay, he's touting around the pack. This looks dangerous. Scores dead level again. They are. Oh, have we seen a better game than this for a long time?
Well, I don't think we have, Louis. It was a great game at the MCG, and the goal kickers in that game for Hawthorn, Judge got 3, so did Brereton and Matthews, and for North Melbourne, Glendinning and Phil Cracker, 4 goals each. At VFL Park, Carlton wrapped up its match against Collingwood with an outstanding effort in the third quarter. It was then that, kicking into the breeze, the Blues piled on 6 goals for, while the Magpies could post just 1 goal for. Collingwood rallied in the dying minutes of the game, but by then Carlton had posted a winning score. And the main goal kickers from that match for Carlton, Mark McClure 4 and Kenny Hunter a great game with 3 goals. And for Collingwood, Brian Taylor got 4, and there was one report, Darren Mullane of Collingwood, by field umpire Robinson for allegedly striking David Glascott in the second quarter. Well, Geelong looked likely to bounce back onto the winners list when it held a handy 25-point lead over Fitzroy at half-time in the match at Cardinia Park. But as Doug Barwick and Bernie Quinlan moved into top gear, so did the Lions. They posted 14 goals after the main interval to just 6 from the Cats, and finally went on to record a 31-point victory. And the goal kickers from that particular match, Bernie Quinlan finished with 8 goals and Billy Loken 3. Mark Jackson got 5 for Geelong. And Mark Yates was reported, Mark Yates of Geelong, by field umpire Glenn James on a charge of striking Bernie Quinlan to the face in the second quarter. Let's have a look at the league ladder as it stands after today's round. Essendon on top, North Melbourne moving into second position with a draw today. Then Footscray, Hawthorn and Carlton back into the 5. Out of the 5 on percentage, Geelong and Collingwood. Then Richmond, Melbourne, Fitzroy, the Sydney Swans and St Kilda. And as far as the goal-kicking ladder is concerned, we have Michael Roach still on top with 54. 8 today from Bernie Quinlan takes him into second spot, and the only other one to advance was Brian Taylor with 4 today to move to 41. In other sports news, Sweden's Mats Wilander has won his second French Open tennis title with a 4-sets win over defending champion Ivan Lendl. In a match lasting more than 3 hours, Wilander recovered after dropping the first set to eventually win 3-6, 6-4, 6-2, 6-2. The Rick Lacey-trained stayer Fox Seal today took out the $155,000 Brisbane Cup at Eagle Farm. With Melbourne jockey Greg Hall in the saddle, Fox Seal beat Sydney stayer out-compromised by a length and 3/4, with Rush Cutter a length away third. And unfortunately, Australian paceman Jeff Lawson is in doubt for the first test match against England at Headingley, which begins on Thursday. Lawson's suffering from a viral infection to the throat and apparently has shown little, if any, improvement in the last 36 hours. And finally, let's take a look at the second leg of the double from this evening's 10-event card of greyhound racing at Olympic Park. A top-quality field lined up for the 511-metre event, with the top chances appearing to be Tiger Jack from 2 and Winley Raider from 3. Here's Ron Hawkswell's description of race 6.
Ready now, about to jump, they're set and they're racing, and away smartly, Broken Cup near the outsiders going quickly, and Broken Cup's the early leader out of the straight from Tiger Jack. Checked on the first turn was Winley Raider and Swift Edsel, down the back straight, and Broken Cup shot clear, 4 lengths in front of Tiger Jack, Triple Fame is third, then Selenia Lass 8 lengths away, Winley Raider, Vibrant Black, Swift Edsel and National Puppy, Broken Cup 3 or 4 in front, Tiger Jack is trying to bridge the gap, Selenia Lass the outside, then Triple Fame, but Broken Cup is clear, Selenia Lass works to second, Broken Cup by 3 or 4 lengths, Selenia Lass second, Tiger Jack third and Triple Fame was fourth.
Yes, he's hard to beat when he gets to the front. Broken Cup at 9-2, leading most of the way to beat Salinia Lass at 10-1, and Tiger Jack running third at 5-1, drifting in the betting, and Winley Raider finished up starting quite a short price favourite at 2-1. Let's check the main details tonight from Olympic Park Greyhounds with the TAB double on the meeting on the combination 5 and 6 returning $11.80. The extra double tonight on a pair of ones returned $11.70, and for the quadrella, which of course is at Olympic Park and not Moonee Valley, the numbers 2, 1, 5 and 1, a dividend of $97.50. And I can assure you they were greyhounds and not harness racing. Well, Tom back with all tomorrow's weather details right after this break. That's all in tonight's sport.